And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is addressing the security forces today on the eve of Independence Day. 2 months after the Galwan violent clash, Raksha Mantri has now paid tributes to the 20 brave hearts. In fact, the Defence Minister also said that the country stands united with the security forces and the families. On the eve of Independence Day, Raksha Mantri addressing the forces, talking about their bravery and how they have constantly been serving the country. He also says that the armed forces battle fund casualty will extend reach to Air Force as well, which will grant permission. So several of those announcements also coming in from the Raksha Mantri. Also talking about the current situation as far as that with the Chinese troops in Leh Ladakh is concerned. And for more on this, Abhishek Kapoor, our senior executive editor, joining us on the phone line. Abhishek, what more can you tell us of what the Raksha Mantri has said on the eve of Independence Day?
Well, this is a new development, I would say, Christine, where the Defence Minister is addressing. Typically what happens is the President of India speaks on the eve of Independence Day, and then, of course, there is the Prime Minister's address on the ramparts of the Red Fort on the morning of 15th August. But what we are seeing is Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today addressing the forces, specifically through the medium of radio, and commending their work in the last 5-6 months, beginning with COVID crisis, the manner in which the forces really handled the situation. And then, of course, he mentioned Galwan and the supreme sacrifice made by our 20 soldiers, including an officer, and the coming of Rafale, the whole focus on Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme or project of Prime Minister, under which the Defence Minister recently announced a list of 101 restricted defence equipment that would have to be manufactured essentially in India beginning December of this year. So I believe in the context of the face-off and the standoff that we are having with the Chinese in Ladakh, Defence Minister taking the initiative of engaging with the forces and also their families on the eve of Independence Day and bolstering their morale as they remain engaged and keep the enemy at bay in Ladakh. And in fact, I must also add here that the fact that there has been a spike in ceasefire violations, almost as if Pakistan is working in tandem with China. Defence Minister mentioning that. Also the fact that almost all paramilitary forces have received some gallantry awards today, as it happens on the eve of Independence Day from the Ministry of Home Affairs, finally given by the President of India. So I believe this is an attempt, Christine, at bolstering the morale of the forces and telling their families also that the nation is one with them in this hour when every soldier is involved in defending the nation in what is happening in Ladakh and, of course, at the line of control on the Western Front as well.
All right. Many thanks, Abhishek, for breaking down Raksha Mantri's message to our defence forces on the eve of Independence Day celebration. We leave it at that. Thank you. And shifting focus.